Joining us now to discuss the ongoing crisis is former acting CBP commissioner and Newsmax contributor Mark Morgan. Thank you for joining us. It's always great to speak with you.
Absolutely, Heather. Thanks for having me.
So these images shocked people. Seeing, I think it was, 35 people there at the border, an area in Arizona, pictured wearing these camouflage fatigues. But this isn't the first time that this has happened. We actually spoke with Sheriff Mark Lamb yesterday, and he explained this has happened plenty times before, including this carpeting footwear technique. Listen to this.
They're literally a piece of carpet with some denim sewed onto it, and you put it right over your boots and tie it on, and they walk down these washes so that you can't track their shoe prints, and we can't hear them that well because they're so quiet with the carpet shoes on.
So, Mark, who is training these individuals, telling them about these techniques? How are they getting these camouflage uniforms?
Look, first of all, the sheriff's absolutely right. The cartels and the human drug smuggling organizations, Heather, they are extremely sophisticated and organized, and they constantly change their tactics. And as you said, this tactic wearing camouflage and putting different types of material on their feet is something that we've seen before. They're constantly changing their tactics. They're constantly looking at how we deploy on the southwest border, as well as our policies. And when our policies create loopholes and open our borders, they watch that, and they're so sophisticated, they can quickly adapt and exploit those loopholes. And the pictures you're showing right now is another example of that. Think about that. They're bringing these migrants into a stash house, and they're actually giving them clothing and the material to wear on the feet and the backpacks. That shows a level of sophistication that should scare and shock all of us.
So that's when you're searching for them, you're up in a helicopter or something, they can blend into their surroundings and they're able to cross over undetected?
You're absolutely right. And it's not any more really complicated than that. Look, they will actually send cartel members into the United States on mountaintops to act as observers. They'll watch Border Patrol, and then they'll use families and unaccompanied minors as distraction techniques. And so when they see the Border Patrol have to respond to provide humanitarian care, then you'll see 20, 30, 40 individuals in camouflage sneak across to get past the Border Patrol in the area that's left unsecured, unmonitored. It's happening every single day. That's why last month, 178,000 apprehensions, and it's growing.
Yeah, and those are the apprehensions. But there's the other, the getaways is what you refer to them as.
Yeah, Heather, exactly. And thank you for mentioning that. We don't talk about that enough. Look, on the average right now, because we're seeing this crisis level of families, unaccompanied minors once again, huge 40% in some areas, Border Patrol resources are pulled off the line, leaving large areas of the border unsecured, unmonitored, and they're averaging about 1,000 gotaways per day, about 170,000 gotaways this fiscal year right now that have made it across our border and made their way to every town, city, and state in this country.
You know, I know something else that has been discussed in the past week, that the Border Patrol seized more fentanyl so far in 2021 than in all of 2020. So that's coming into our country, not just the border states, all over the country as well.
Yeah, Heather, you're exactly right. That's why we say for a long time, every town, city, and state is a border town, city, and state. We're trying to get the message out there that drugs, criminal aliens, they don't stay on the borders. It's a through point. I mean, that's why last year we had over 60,000 deaths because of narcotics overdose. I've said, hey, you give me a town, city, and state in this country where you just had a meth overdose, I guarantee you, take it to the bank, that meth came from the southwest border.
You know, Mark, you and I have spoken many times about what's going on down there. The vice president yet to visit. Has anyone called you for your expertise?
Absolutely. So I'm constantly, as well as, former Deputy Secretary Ken Cuccinelli, former assistant, the acting director of ICE, Tom Holman. Look, we're up on Capitol Hill, members that really care and really are putting America first and really understand that borders matter. It's not just about illegal immigration. It's about drugs like you just talked about, as well as criminal aliens getting passed. We're up there fighting every day, making sure that they're educated, aware, and they really know the impact to our national security as well as our economic security when our borders are open right now at the hands of this administration.
And we all see the images of the children who are being sent alone on these trips, the mothers with their young children being held in these facilities, and that pulls at your heartstrings. But then you see images like this, all these people dressed in fatigues, and it's a very sophisticated type of thing that is happening more than people realize when it comes to the drug trafficking and the human trafficking and who's benefiting from that.
That's right. Look, what I say the most inhumane thing is to actually have open border policy where you're actually incentivizing unaccompanied minors to make the trap, to turn themselves over to the hands of the cartels. We know 30% or more of young women and children are abused on their way up here. They're shoved in overcrowded, unsanitary stash houses for days and weeks, tractor trailers. They're often left, if they can't keep up, they're left behind to fend for themselves. Border Patrol does about 5,000 rescues a day of people that probably would have perished or died had Border Patrol not intervened. Look, I could keep going on. When you have open border policies, that's actually what is inhumane and more dangerous for the migrants themselves.
Yeah, just benefiting the traffickers. Mark Morgan, always love talking to you about it. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me, Heather.
All right.
Thanks for watching the Heritage Foundation's YouTube channel. With more than 500,000 members, we are the nation's largest conservative research and education institution. We believe the principles and ideas of the American founding are worth conserving and renewing. Please help us further our mission by subscribing to this channel and sharing our videos with your family and friends.